Demetri, what kind of oil do you like to use in a Subaru?
What kind of oil do I like to use in the Subaru? First off, interval I think is more important than the actual oil you use. In terms of intervals, unless you're running a lot of power or the car is modded, I would probably say to stick to, me personally, I see some people say 4,000 or 5,000, then there's like, oh, you can extend it to, 6, 7. My personal cars, I always do 3,500. It doesn't matter what kind of car. It could be diesel, it could be anything, like my truck, whatever. I try to stick to 3 to 3,500. Me personally, oil-wise, on a stock Subaru, I like 5W40 Motul 8100 XS. Reason being is I've been using it for well over a decade. I've used it on Audi, Volkswagen, I've used it on GMCs, I've used it on everything, and it's always done wonders for me, especially with problematic cars, with noisier motors, oil consumption, noisy timing chains. So I always try to stick to that. If you're running like a big power car, say like 600 up, we usually try to run Valvoline VR1. The other options are Motul 300V. If you're probably like a 400 to 600 horsepower Subaru, we usually run like 6100, the 10W40. It's a non-synthetic, but it actually does really well with fuel dilution caused by E85. And on E85, I always tell everybody 1,000 to 1,500 if you're in that power range. If you're making over that, you should be doing it even sooner. If you don't like doing your oil sooner, you shouldn't really be running that kind of power. With more power, there's more responsibility, so you really have to treat it like a racehorse at that point. It's gonna require much more care, much more attention. Same thing with spark plugs, same thing with transmission fluid. You should be doing it much sooner than what Subaru recommends. And the more power you make, you gotta bring down the interval even lower. So you should be doing it way more often as well. So stock car, 5W40, you can run 530 if you want, because that's what the stock, they say to run. Personally, I like just sticking to 540 year round. If you're a VB like F824, it calls for 0-20. We tend to bump it up a little bit to 520. Sometimes with a little more power or ethanol use on VBs, 530 is fine as well. But on an EJ, 540, 8100 XS, I've seen cars go 200,000 miles with it. Same thing with F820 DIT as well, 540. That's what we run here on like a standard car. And like I said, also talk to your engine builder, talk to your tuner. This is my personal opinion. Whoever you deal with might have a different opinion, and that's fine. They might have a different oil that they like, that they've been using for years, that they have really good success with, and that's fine too. Rotella is another thing that's like a really touchy subject. Some people say it's not a good oil. I think it's a great oil. If you want to use it on your WRX or your STI, that's perfectly fine. I've seen awesome results with that as well. And I've seen cars run 9s with Rotella and have had great success. I like to stick to, like I said before, 3 to 35 for me personally on just daily drivers. Ethanol even sooner. Me personally on ethanol, I will never go over 1,000 miles. Again, talk to your tuner, do what's best for you in the end. The thing I want to add to that is check your oil. You wouldn't believe how many cars come here with bad motors, knocking motors, seized motors, and there's no oil in the dipstick. And they are dumbfounded when you ask them if they've checked the oil, and they think that a car shouldn't burn oil. And it's like, no, it shouldn't, but they do. Some do more than others. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't know how much oil's in your car. Rule of thumb, you're getting gas, check your oil, check your dipstick, have a rag with you and a quart on the side, just in case. It could save you a lot of money in the future. But built motor especially, a lot of guys, built motors, show up here, no oil in the car, or they come here and they get an oil change and a cup of oil comes out, and then you tell them, hey man, You got to check your oil. They're like, but my motor's built. Even more so of a reason to check your oil. A built motor with forged pistons, especially depending on the type of metal used in the piston, is going to burn more oil than a factory engine will. More power used, more boost is going to burn more oil. Please check your oil, check your air filters as well, do your maintenance. Just be proactive with your maintenance. That's the most important thing. That and intervals. Having oil is step number one in longevity. What's up, Rob?
What's up, Demetri? You just bought a 2021 STI. What is your first move?
First move, sell everything and build it like this so it makes 800 horsepower. No, just kidding. Let's assume it's a stock car. I think the general public would say to do an air oil separator or a cylinder fork cooling mod. I'm gonna say no to both of those. I don't think they should be the first thing you should be doing on the car. I think the first thing that you should do to the car is, number one, check the timing belt condition. I think right around 50,000 and above, we tend to see the pulleys and the belt starting to show their age. Especially the newest STI you're gonna get is probably a 21. So you're talking 5 years old. It will likely have some miles. It might not, but we would tend to push people towards checking the condition of the timing belt. I don't like waiting till the interval. I don't think it is wise, and I've seen failures anywhere from 50 to 70,000 miles. So check the condition of the timing belt. At the same time, when we do a timing belt job, we always take apart and reseal the oil pump, because number one, put a new front seal, crank seal on it. The screws that hold the backing plate tend to walk out. So we always retighten them with Loctite to prevent that from the future. The other thing, if it fits the budget, the IG oil pump upgrades are excellent, especially stage 2. There's a stage 1 and stage 2. I like to do, if it was my personal car, I would go stage 2 right off the bat. The other thing too is an oil pan or pickup. It's not gonna break within 50 to 100,000 miles. Usually you see that later on, but I would do the pan mostly for the additional capacity, and just to get, it also has, like, the IG pan has the coolant, the sinks on it, the heat sinks on it to help cool the oil, additional capacity, better made. Those two mods I think should be the first ones you should do on a new to you STI. Past that, depending on what you plan on doing with the car, you can do, at that point you could do an AOS. I would maybe go more towards an oil cooler of some sorts. The most reliable cars we've seen put together are the ones that start with a better oil pump, a bigger oil pan, an oil cooler of some sort, and good oil intervals. If it's stock, a good tune, even if it's a Cobb tune, there's a lot of misconception, from years past that the Cobb tune's not good. The Cobb tune is great, and I would much rather run a Cobb tune over the factory untuned car. The stock tune is not the best. It's a little lean, plus you can't monitor exactly what's going on, detonation occurrences, stuff like that. So you want to get a Cobb on there immediately. Even if it's not a Pro Tune, at least get a stage 1, or if you have get the Cobb intake from there, stage 1 SF. Past that, you could do a Pro Tune. But that's the way I would go with it. Good spark plugs. Make sure the coil packs are not splitting apart either. You see that as they get up there in miles, usually above 70,000 miles, you'll see the coil packs on the EJs start splitting apart. FA, not so much, they're better. Take the plugs out. OEM plugs, OEM NGK equivalent, or one step colder. The rutheniums are fine too. You could do that as well. And then make sure your maintenance is up to date. Check your oil. As we've talked about before, always check your oil and good intervals. And then from there, go for it with the mods. You can start adding mods from there, depending on what your goals are with the car. But like I said, start with the oiling first, and then make sure you have a good base to start with before you mod. A lot of people want to mod before they do any of the maintenance, and they think because the car only has 50, 60, 70,000 miles that they're not going to run into any problems, but I've seen it many times, depending on how the car was used before, them losing oil pressure from the oil pump and so on and so forth. So you want to take care of those things first. That would be my ideal solution or situation if I were to buy a new, to me, STI.
What kind of transmission fluid should I put in my STI and how often?
Trans and diff fluid. We use Motul 75W90 Gear 300. We usually do that on any stock transmission. If you have a built like dog box or PPG gear set, you'd obviously do I think they recommend gear competition, which is a 75-140. The one thing I don't recommend, which a lot of people do, is the lightweight shockproof. They do not belong in a STI transmission. The problem over time is if you use them, they create like almost like a crayon-like consistency, and they gunk up all the DCCD and all the oil galleys and stuff. And we've seen them cause a lot of problems. I know there's a Uncle Scotty's cocktail from years ago that people mix lightweight shockproof in with like different, Synchromesh or Gear 300 and stuff like that. That is a temporary solution if you have a grind. If you have a grind, that means that it's already, the synchro or the gear is already damaged. So you can, if it's not too far gone, you could get away with it for the time being, but plan a rebuild sooner than later. Again, I wouldn't recommend running it long-term either, because it can cause problems with DCCD on an STI. It's also the wrong viscosity as well. But what you should do is just stay on top of your trans and diff fluid changes, run it. You should be doing it, in my opinion, my personal vehicle, yearly. Every 10 to 15,000 miles. I prefer it to. You can run a little longer depending on how you use the car. If you run it kind of hard, you want to do it even sooner than that. A lot of people neglect it. Also, the other thing too is like on lower mileage cars, it is the most important time to do it. Get the factory fill out. Some purists are going to want to run the Subaru stuff. That's fine. You can run it as long as you do it periodically and you do good intervals. Don't extend intervals. It's the same as engine oil. I personally don't. Could you? Yes. Do I like to? No. Like I said, every like 10, 15,000, depending on how you use the car.